Alright, so here's what I did with the kayak. I wanted a remote mount trolling motor, so I did not have it sitting off of the side of the kayak over here anymore. I already had the trolling motor and the battery, but I went ahead and used some extra PVC that I had from the PVC paneling of building the trailer, bolted that all down, got these brackets, which are bed post corner brackets off of Amazon. I think they were like 20 bucks. Used that as the transom mount, bolted that to this into the kayak, mounted this all up where I wanted it, and then got this little steering bracket off of Amazon. I used some rudder wire with crimps, stainless steel. I think it was 47 strand. I can't remember the exact gauge that I used, but used that, ran that through the kayak, which I'll talk about in a second. Modified the trolling motor, pretty standard. You can look that up on YouTube how that works. One thing I did add was this pulley to be able to lift the trolling motor out of the water if need be. Because of how the pulley is mounted, it also automatically turns the motor right so that it can go all the way up. I used SAE plugs all around, just your standard, trickle charger, whatever you want to call it, connection SAE plug. That goes into the hatch because I didn't want to put another hole into my kayak. This hatch door is pretty easily replaceable. So I'm going to take you around here just a little bit, show you how I ran the wires. I used an eyelet right in here, just into the 2x4 wood block that I used as the transom mount for the wires to kind of keep them nice and clean. All the way down into a little pulley, and then I drilled a hole into the kayak. I used these covers to go over it, so the wires run inside the kayak all along the bottom here. They actually pop out right under the seat mount down here, go forward into another pulley, and then they hook there right into my steering carabiner, which I'll talk about. This is a PWM box. I'll talk about that in a second too. The two SAE plugs, this one goes back to the trolling motor, this one goes to the battery. Up here is where I put the battery. I had it in the back, wanted to move it forward, moved it forward. The plug for that sits right here on the inside of this lip. No big deal there. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the kayak now and show you guys how I steer and what that looks like. So, when you come up here, and I'll talk about why I did it this way. There's two carabiners right here, or I'm sorry, one carabiner right here and two loops where I terminated the rudder wire that runs throughout the kayak. So the reason I wanted a carabiner to steer is because I wanted to be able to raise and lower the kayak, and if you do steering this way, you have to be able to release that tension. So I just did two termination loops on that wire, put the carabiner in the middle of it. And now if you want to look back there, you can see it's extremely easy to steer. I could do it with one finger, no problem. I've got full 90 degree, I can do circles in the water if need be. And then stay right there, Gary. Over here, I've got this secondary wire, so I just unhooked that carabiner. This is what raises and lowers the kayak, or the trolling motor. And then I've just got a little cleat here that holds that so I can do what I need to do, get out of the shallow water, go in there, use my paddle, whatever I need to do, and then I can slowly lower it back down with no issue. Lock it again, grab the carabiners, lock them in place, and I have my steering back, no problem at all. Okay, come around to this side quick. I'm going to show you the PWM box. Just super easy and super basic, but I do want to go over it really quick. The one I bought was like 50 something bucks on Amazon. I bought it specifically because it had a fan built into it. It's really nice. Basically how it works is you wire red and black from the battery into this, red and black from the trolling motor into this. It's got a switch on the front here that controls forward, reverse, and off. So if I turn it to forward, and then I have a little dial here, and this determines how fast that trolling motor propeller is going to go. As you can see, it's spinning. I can move it all the way up, turn it off, turn it into reverse, do all that. So that's no problem at all. And that's kind of a brief overview of how that's all set up and what that looks like. If I was going to do it again, I definitely would use the rudder wire. I had paracord on there originally. The price difference is minimal. I mean, it's probably like $8 difference, but the rudder wire is way smoother than the paracord, way less drag, way nicer. And the whole project probably cost me just shy of 200 bucks, not including the trolling motor and the battery. And just a few hours of work. Most of it was all just set up and understanding what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. I've seen all of these things individually on different YouTube videos, but putting it all together